I really need to start making videos like midday so that the sun doesn't go down. It's kind of a bummer.
Bust this.
All right. Hello and welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a desk video. And no, that doesn't mean I'm going to be talking about my desk, although if you do want me to talk about this awesome desk, it's linked up here. No, a desk video is a video that takes place solely at this desk. I'm gonna bring you in a little closer. Perfect. So today's video is gonna be a little different, and as you can tell by my acting a part merch, it's not a sponsored video, but it's an inspired video. Let's call it that. The sun is right on my face. Hold on. Much better. So the reason why I'm making this video is because, well, I'm terrible at explaining things in real life. I realize that. I'm getting better at it, I think, but I'm still not very good at explaining technical things like editing or filming or anything like that. But I am good, sort of, on camera because I can go back and I can edit certain parts out to be a little bit less technical or a little bit less, yeah. So I'm making this video to teach the acting a part students of the present and the future on how to edit a short film. We just got done filming our short film. It went very well. 3 days of shooting. I think it was like 7 pages of dialogue, all written by like 12 to like 15, 16-year-olds. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's enough of that. Today's video, we're going to be focusing on the getting started portion of editing your short video. Alright, step number 1. You wrote the script, you cast your characters, you filmed everything perfectly. It's all coming together beautifully. However, you don't know how to edit. Or maybe you're just a little too afraid to start editing. I've been there. It's scary. I know. However, that shouldn't hold you back from doing the best work possible. I know that when I was starting my YouTube channel, I crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's until it came to video editing. I was like, yeah, I can film on my phone. I can film on my point and shoot. Not this point and shoot. I broke the first point and shoot I had. Yeah. I know how to film. I kind of know how to talk, but I don't know how to edit. I mean, I think I have some sort of idea on how to edit, but I don't have anything to edit on or, you know, any way of doing that portion of it. And I sure wasn't going to be putting up raw, you know, uncut videos. That wasn't my style, and it shouldn't be yours either. I don't know why people put like uncut stuff on YouTube. Stop. Anyway, so I was like, well, it's just a dream then. I can't do it. But then I got to thinking, you know, I have my iPad, and, you know, there's apps that I can use on my iPad for editing, or even on my phone if I didn't have an iPad. I'm like, great, I have a way of editing. But wait, how do I get my footage on it? Got you. See these are adapters. This is for USB to iPad. See that? This plugs in. And this is an SD card to iPad. See? And it worked. That's how I started editing my vlogs. That's how my first vlog was edited, my second one, my third one. That's how a lot of my videos were edited up until I got this beautiful, awesome laptop. If anyone is planning on editing on an iPad, even for just a brief period of time until they get one of these, let me know. I don't need these anymore. They're collecting dust. I'd rather give them to someone that actually needs them. They're free. I'll give them to you. If you need me to send you them, I'll just charge a little bit of postage, but that's it. It's free. I don't need them anymore. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's focus on how to get footage onto this computer here, because that's what I'm gonna be editing on. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your SD cards out of your cameras. Looks a little something like that. This is probably gonna be the SD card that comes out of your camera. If it's a drone, if it's a GoPro, it might be a little smaller. If it's an older camera, an older like DSLR, it might be a lot bigger. If it is like this, you're gonna slide it into the SD card slot on your computer. Pretty simple. Now, if it's a different type of SD card, or your computer doesn't have an SD card port, you can buy an adapter for it. Sort of like this, but for the computer. It just hooks up to the USB port, and you just do it that way. Now, if all your footage is on your phone, just plug your phone into the computer using your charger, and that's as easy as it gets. If you have an iPhone, you might have to press OK on a pop-up for it to work, but on an Android, it should be fine. All right, so now our SD card is in the computer. We're gonna go to Files, and it should be right here. This is the SD card, as you can see. And it should open up. And depending on what camera you have, like my point and shoot is always in MP root and 100, whatever. This is my point and shoot stuff. And this is my DSLR stuff. What I like to do before we even touch footage is make a place for the footage to go. So in my case, that's going to the Seagate Backup Plus, which is this thing right here. All my footage is on these. This is like my fourth one. These are 1 terabytes. This is a 2 terabyte. All of the footage that I've ever filmed for this vlog, or like a Overtake Media film, or every single thing that I've ever filmed, right here. That's it. I highly recommend getting one of these if you're going to be doing a lot of videos. It keeps all the footage off your computer to keep it running smoothly. But you don't have to. You can just keep it on your computer and deal with it later. That's what I did with the first 3. Right, so we're going to click on the video folder that I've made. And inside that folder you can find all of these. Now these are vlogs. See, vlog number whatever. And inside of them is everything for that vlog. Footage, music, and the project. So that way if I ever want to move all of the vlogs at once, it's just one key. Boom. I don't have to go through and move multiple things and risk losing footage and risk losing projects. It's pretty simple that way. It's very important to stay organized with your files. That way you don't lose anything. Now for the short film, it's pretty simple. You just go to AAP, which stands for Acting Apart. Get your merch today. And it should open up these. These are the projects that I've done for Acting Apart. So right here is the short film that we're making, Zodiac Kids. And if we had drone stuff, it would go in drone. If we had audio stuff from the boom mic, which we used, it was really cool, it would go in audio. And if it was raw footage, we would put it in either Cam 1, Cam 2, or if it was Cam 3, we would make another folder for Cam 3 and drop it in there. Now for the sake of showing you how to do it step by step, I'm going to pretend that these 3 pictures are things that we need in the short film raw footage. So we're going to select all of them, and a good way to do that is select one, hold shift, and select the last one, and it should select everything that you need. Now if you want to select just this and this, you're going to do it, but instead of holding shift, you're going to hold control, and if you're on a Mac, you're going to hold command. Shortcuts. Right, so we're going to select all of them, and we're going to copy, not move, to the correct folder. choose location. Here, close that. AAP, Zodiac Kids, and if it was raw footage, it would go in either Cam 1, Cam 2, or we can make a Cam 3 by pressing make a new folder. We're not going to do that though because they don't belong to the short film. They belong to Emily so that she can edit them for Instagram. Right, so now all of your footage is on the computer. After you hit OK, it should just load all of the footage. It should just copy it, move it. So now it's in two places. It's on the computer and it's on the SD card. Right away, you're going to want to eject the SD card. You're going to click on this little icon right here if you're on PC. If you're on Mac, I have no idea where this button is. Google it. And you're going to do that. The reason why you want to do that is because if you don't, you could corrupt the SD card and it is basically useless at that point. It's like a security measure that they have, so like no one steals your I don't know. It corrupts it so that basically no one can view it. So after you safely eject your SD card, it's time to start your project. Yay! I'm sorry, this is supposed to be a video for kids, so I gotta be a little animated. Now, for me, starting a project means opening up Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, like I just explained to you with the iPad situation, there's multiple ways that you can edit video. Whether it's a short film or a vlog or a music video or a makeup tutorial, you can edit on just about anything from a computer to a cell phone with such softwares like iMovie, like Wondershare Filmora. Now, if you're as fortunate as I am to have a laptop, but you're unsure which software to get, there's a video linked right here that I made just a couple of days ago about the difference between Premiere and Filmora. So if you're at a crossroads with that, just maybe watch that vlog and maybe it'll clear some things up for you. Okay, so for the sake of this video, we're going to show you how to do it in Premiere because Premiere is awesome. So there's no project for this short film yet, so we're going to go and hit New Project. We're going to type in Zodiac Kids. I don't know if I'm spelling this right. Kids, browse, and what we're going to do is we're going to select the folder that it belongs in. Zodiac Kids, and that's it. It just belongs in that folder. Boom. That way it stays with all the footage and all the audio. That way, if I ever need to move it, everything goes along with it. When Premiere opens up, it should look a little something like this. So this is pretty confusing to someone who doesn't really know what they're doing yet, and that's fine. It was very confusing for me. It should be very confusing for you. Now, don't be intimidated by this. Here's how you start. So what I like to do, especially for a very official project, I don't usually do this for like vlogs and stuff, but for something as official as this, I like to make bins. And make one bin Cam 1, click away, close it. Cam 2, because we have two cameras, click away, close it. Drone, because we have drone stuff, and audio, click away. Alright, so for today's video, we're going to basically just focus on Cam 1, Cam 2, getting footage in those two bins. So we're going to double click on there. It should open a Cam 1 bin window here. Double click in the empty space and it should take you to your files. Pretty simple. We're going to go to Video, AAP, Zodiac Kids, raw footage, camera 1. We're going to select the first one, hold shift, whoop, select the last one. Yeah, that's the last one. And we're going to open. And then you should import all of your footage from Cam 1 or the Cam 1 folder, whatever footage you put in the Cam 1 folder. So now Cam 1 is good. Cam 2 I think only has like 3 clips. Yeah, 3 clips. Not too important, but we're gonna put it in anyway. I'm gonna take my glasses off because I'm getting a headache. If you wonder why I wear glasses, is so I can look over here and look at myself on this flip out screen, but it looks like I'm looking down the lens. So if I look a little cross-eyed for the rest of this video, it's because I don't wear glasses now. Okay. Now from here, you can choose to do one of two things. You can add in one clip at a time, and it should load. There we go. Or you can add all the clips at once. That's right. I just shifted. Boom! There you go. Now I don't really like putting all the footage in at once because if you just hit this, you can see all. If you just hit that, you can see all of the thumbnails and such. If they decide to look, see, look, all of the thumbnails. You know exactly what you're working with. Now we kind of messed up on this film because we were slating most of the scenes, which goes a little something like this. However, the whole point of the slate is to put the slate in front of the camera like so, start recording, slate, you know, take whatever, and then you run the scene. That way all of the thumbnails, all of these will be like that. All right? But we messed up. My bad. I started recording before we slated, so not all the thumbnails look like this. It's a small mistake. I'm not going to beat myself up for it, but it makes a huge difference when you slate things because then you know what scene you're on, what angle you're on, what take, what movie. I mean, if you make a lot of movies, you know, it's helpful to have the name of the movie just plastered all over the footage. So I really don't like putting in all the footage because it kind of overwhelms me. When I do homework, I only take out one book at a time because if I take out all of my homework and just put it on my desk, I get really overwhelmed and I just don't do any of it. If you're someone who works well with seeing how much work you have, by all means, do it that way. Anyway, so I'm going to be a little bit more organized with it and I'm going to edit scene by scene. These kids, I swear to God, these thumbnails, man. Look at this. Look at this dude. Right, so now we have all of our footage. We're going to keep it nice and open. So like this is the beginning. So right now, if I move my playhead, there's nothing playing. It's just blackness. And it doesn't start playing until like half an hour in. So next, we're gonna go and we're gonna trim off all of the fat. So what you're gonna do is you're going to start the clip. Shot A, take 2, go. After I say go or action or whatever I say, I'm going to select C. Just going to press C and that should give you your cutting tool, if you're working in Premiere at least. Select V, just press V, and give you your pointer tool back. And you're just going to select that, and it's going to make it white. It's going to select it. And you're just going to go, boop, press delete. So now we're going to do that same thing after the clip. However, we're going to cut either right when I say cut or right before it. Boom. That's the end of the scene. And you can tell that nothing else goes on because look, there is no sound. This is sound. After he says that, there is no sound. And it's pretty simple from here on. You just repeat that process. You go clip by clip. You cut everything that you don't want in the film. So you know the slate, you're going to cut that out because that's only for like the thumbnails like I just explained before. You're going to cut out everything that's just like nothing's happening, people are just rehearsing. Cut everything that's not supposed to be in the film out. Now's the time to do it. Now after you've trimmed the fat, you're going to start selecting which takes are the best takes. Because there isn't a film out there that is a one-take wonder. There isn't like a scene out there where they step on set and they do everything the best they can first try, okay? There's always something that messes up. There's always something that they're overlooking. They always do at least 2 or 3 takes just to be safe. And that's why filmmaking is so time consuming, because you have to do everything 2 or 3 times just to be safe. So as you can see here, we did this take from this angle twice. We have 2 clips from this angle, and we have 5 clips from this angle. And that's because we kept messing up. There was a Santa in the background at one point. I had to move it because it's not supposed to be a Christmas themed movie. Now, although that's not really something that's gonna break a movie, it is something that's there that shouldn't be there, and I only noticed it after 4 takes. Now, I will say though that 9 times out of 10, the last take that you do is the best take because, I mean, either you've messed up that scene so many times and you finally got it right, and that's the take that's going to be in it, or because reasons. I don't know why, but 9 times out of 10, the last take that you do is the one that ends up in the movie. It's almost, I can almost guarantee that. However, it's always going to be safe, so what we're going to do next is we're going to go through each and every clip, and if it's not perfect, if someone messes up, if Santa's in the background when he's not supposed to be, we're going to disable it. So this clip, I didn't pan very fast, so we have to do that again. We're going to go Shift, select both of that, and we're going to Shift E, and that's going to basically make it invisible. It's still going to be where it belongs, but you're not going to be able to see it on screen. This is called non-destructive editing, because if I were to delete that clip, but then need it later because, as it turns out, it was the best take, I would have to go digging around in here for God knows how long, just wasting time, and who knows if I'll ever find it again. It just wastes time, so it's nothing to just disable it. Right, so after you do all of these steps, you're now ready to start assembling your product. You're now ready to start assembling your scene. So what you're going to do is you're going to take all of the clips that aren't disabled and you're going to shift them over to the left or the right, whichever direction has the most room, probably the right because that's unlimited space. So just move it over to the right. That way you know that's the footage that you're going to be working with for the final step in the scene assembly process. That's a tongue twister. Ugh. Now here comes the part where I can't teach you anymore, okay? This is your film. You wrote it, you filmed it, you possibly starred in it. This is your vision, this is where it comes to life. So I'm just gonna shut up and show you how I did this scene. So that's gonna wrap up episode number 1. That's right, we're gonna make this an entire series. And the next episode, I'm gonna cover. Let's see here. What should I cover next? I guess maybe audio. We're gonna sync some audio in this project. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna end this vlog with an awesome drone shot.